Welcome back to Let's Explore, where we shine a spotlight on places that might test your courage if you wander in unprepared. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most dangerous neighborhoods in Los Angeles, California. Yes, Los Angeles has dazzling beaches and Hollywood glamour, but behind the bright lights are areas with rough edges, high crime stats, and folks working overtime to change the narrative. We'll break down each spot's main crime problems, a weird law or quirky fact if we've got one, the pros and cons. Let's jump in. Before we dive deep, remember, these crime stats come from official reports and local community data, not hearsay. Things can change, so always check updated info before you roll in. All right, seatbelts on, here we go. At number 10, we've got Paramount. Might sound fancy, but it's not exactly a red carpet event. Why so dangerous? Main crime violent incidents, around 700 per 100,000 folks. Robberies and assaults spike in those isolated industrial areas after dark. Causes not much foot traffic once the warehouse is shut down, giving shady activity a chance to hide. Underfunded youth programs leave some teens drifting toward trouble. Weird law or quirky fact, formed by merging two small towns, Hines and Clearwater. Longtime locals still call it by the old names, which can confuse newcomers. It's like the city never fully agreed on a single identity. Cons deserted factory lots at night, limited nightlife, so it's pretty empty after work hours. Pros, tasty taco trucks near the main roads. Tight-knit communities that do look out for each other if they know you. Recommendations. Officers suggest parking in well-lit zones and using anti-theft devices. If you're here after dark, stick to main roads. Wandering behind that big warehouse might not end well. Paramount's not the worst on this list, but keep your eyes open and your valuables locked up. Now, Bell Gardens might sound like a flowery paradise, but high-density living plus low incomes can mean a lot of tension in a small space. Why so dangerous? Main crime, assaults and property crimes. Estimates hover around 650 to 700 violent incidents per 100,000. Pickpocketing in crowded apartment blocks is common. Causes. Overcrowding leads to short fuses and gang recruitment among bored teens. Minimal green spaces. People end up on the streets more, where trouble brews. Weird law or quirky fact, no official weird law, but if you're planning a large gathering in a tiny apartment building, noise complaints can pile up fast. The city responds quickly to neighbors' calls. Cons, claustrophobic living conditions. Noise complaints and petty disputes blow up frequently. Pros, family-friendly festivals that unite different cultures. Some of the best homemade tamales you'll find in LA County. Recommendations? Move in pairs if you're strolling around at night. Bell Gardens PD suggests keeping valuables hidden because pickpockets thrive in cramped complexes. If you're visiting friends, ask about parking so you don't end up in a dicey corner. Small city, big population. Bell Gardens is a reminder that living on top of each other can spark drama. Huntington Park, known for bustling daytime shopping strips, but when shops close, the energy shifts. Why so dangerous? Main crime, violent crime, can climb to 800 per 100,000, with robbery often targeting late shoppers or people closing up stores. Causes, busy. Commercial areas by day, minimal nighttime patrols. Gangs watch for unsuspecting stragglers carrying cash from last-minute errands. Weird law or quirky fact. Some older storefronts are a time capsule from the 1950s, complete with retro neon signs. Looks vintage and charming until the neon flickers off. Cons. The moment the shops lock up, the streets can feel empty. Opportunistic thieves roam side alleys. Pros. Great deals on clothing and discount goods during the day. Community events in the main square that bring people together. Recommendations. Park, where there's active security cameras. Some store owners have installed them to protect customers. Don't display wads of cash while haggling at pop-up stands. Keep transactions low profile. Bring a friend, or at least keep your eyes peeled if you're leaving late with shopping bags. El Monte claims the end of the Santa Fe Trail label. Some say it's also where your peaceful drive might end if you're not paying attention. Why so dangerous? The main crime here is auto theft, with around 500 to 600 incidents per 100,000 people, plus violent crime near 600 to 700. Gangs exploit back streets. The causes: economic struggles and sparse after-school resources. Gangs find easy recruits among bored youth. Here's a quirky fact. This place once had a bona fide lion farm. Tourists used to come see actual lions in El Monte. Now the only prowlers you might see are criminals looking for an easy target. Cons: streets can feel deserted if you're in the wrong area at night. Limited community centers mean teen loitering becomes an issue. But the pros: a blended culture of Asian and Latin American eateries that'll blow your taste buds away. Older residents often form tight blocks to watch out for each other. Recommendations: keep your car locked and maybe install a simple alarm. Cops say theft is the #1 complaint. Well-lit main roads and residential blocks with porch lights are safer bets than back alleys. El Monte's got its charm, but don't leave that engine running while you dash into the corner store. Long Beach might sound like sunshine and ocean breezes, but some inland blocks can get downright stormy. Why so dangerous? Homicides surpassing 30 in tough years, plus assault rates near 700 to 800 in certain districts. The causes: decades-old gang rivalries combined with smuggling through the port. Tourist money often stays near the waterfront, leaving inland neighborhoods underfunded. Here's one that's official. If your car stays parked in the same spot on a public street for more than 72 hours, you risk a big fine or towing. The city is not playing. Cons: inland zones can get sketchy after midnight. Big disparities between wealthy coastal areas and poorer neighborhoods. But the pros: gorgeous beaches, thriving downtown, and a serious arts scene. Food from practically every region on Earth if you explore thoroughly. Recommendations: take advantage of city-run parking structures near the coast. Wandering inland to find free street parking might leave you with no car in the morning. Checking crime mapping apps for hotspots before venturing deeper can save a headache. Hit the sand, enjoy the restaurants, but if you stray too far inland, stay sharp. Hawthorne gave us aerospace innovation and some rising crime numbers that catch the local PD's attention. Why so dangerous? Burglaries and robberies amid 600+ violent crimes per 100,000. Criminals take advantage of quick freeway access for escapes. The causes: uneven development, older streets with minimal lighting. Gangs aren't huge but still cause trouble in certain pockets. Here's a quirky fact: the city has rules limiting how often you can hold yard sales. Guess they got tired of residents trying to run weekend swap meets year-round. Cons: frequent break-ins, especially on dark side streets. Aircraft noise near the local airport can keep you up at night. But the pros: tech job opportunities if you're into rockets and engineering. That old-school vibe in some neighborhoods, plus nostalgic ties to certain music legends. Recommendations: motion sensor lights on your porch can deter would-be burglars. Try switching up your parking routine so thieves don't learn your patterns. Hawthorne's not all gloom, but lock that door and keep your sense of direction. Wrong turns can lead to risky blocks. Lynwood sits right beside Compton and Southgate, meaning some problems spill over city lines. Why so dangerous? Homicides in the teens or low 20s each year, plus over 700 reported car thefts in some tallies. Gangs see no borders crossing from Compton or Southgate. Underfunded schools and limited local resources keep the cycle going. No big weird law here, but interesting tidbit. Many older residents recall farmland days, and some still maintain backyard gardens as a nod to the city's past. Cons: car theft is practically a pastime. Leave your ride unsecured at your own risk, sometimes overshadowed by Compton, so it doesn't get the funding attention it needs. Pros: famous for delicious Latin American cuisine. Smaller neighborhoods can be welcoming if you gain local trust. Invest in a basic GPS tracker or a steering wheel lock. Lynwood PD strongly advises this. If you have to park overnight, find a busy intersection or a spot covered by surveillance cameras. Lynwood's history is deep, but watch out for that modern-day crime rate. Southgate's official nickname is Azalea City, but the issues here can be thorny if you aren't prepared. Why so dangerous? Over 2,000 property crimes per 100,000, plus 600 to 700 violent incidents. Carjackings happen, especially on low-traffic side streets. Old factory closures left job voids, so gang recruitment soared. Residents hustle to keep youth engaged, but progress is slow. Local ordinances once limited late-night backyard gatherings to keep noise levels down. Some neighbours still call code enforcement on big parties. Conless break-ins and car theft near neglected industrial zones. Constant friction between older sets of gangs. Pros: affordable housing prices by LA standards. Active neighbourhood councils pushing for better lighting and community programs. Police say well-travelled roads reduce your chance of a mugging. If you must cut through side streets, do so only when absolutely necessary. Steering wheel locks and consistent watch from neighbors can deter thieves. Nothing's dainty about some of these corners. Keep your guard up, or you might lose more than your wallet. Inglewood is on the rise with new sports arenas and developments, but old problems didn't vanish overnight. Homicides are above 20 per 100,000 in tougher years, plus robberies spike after major stadium events. Gentrification displaces some families, while gangs hold certain blocks. The influx of visitors around game nights can attract pickpockets, car burglars, and petty thieves. No famous bizarre law stands out, but it's known that street parking around sports venues can lead to pricey fines. And that's if your car's still there. Stadium crowds create big targets for criminals. Older neighborhoods still struggle with gang footholds. However, Englewood is culturally vibrant with iconic local eateries and music spots. Some new developments bring job opportunities. Show up early for events and park in official lots with security patrols. Keep valuables on your person, not in your car. Thieves break windows for a quick grab. Englewood has its bright side, but keep your wits, especially when the game night crowd heads home. Finally, Compton claims the top spot. It's world famous for influential music legends and for crime rates that consistently raise eyebrows. Homicides can exceed 30 in certain years, far above county averages. Gangs vie for territory, fueling shootings and drug trafficking. The lack of stable employment, decades of underinvestment, and multiple gang sets that date back generations contribute to the danger. The Compton Swap Meet is a legendary one-stop shop. You can walk in needing tires and come out with a new outfit, car speakers, and maybe a questionable designer bag. Some blocks see persistent violence and open-air drug dealing. Infrastructure struggles to keep pace with population needs. Yet Compton has deep cultural pride. Locals have a strong sense of identity and resilience. Grassroots community groups are working to provide alternatives for youth. Police urge using major roads known as safe corridors after dark. Check community bulletins if you're visiting unfamiliar parts. Gang flare-ups can occur without warning. Compton's got history, talent, and potential, but you can't ignore the high stakes in some neighborhoods. These spots barely missed our top 10 list, but still rank higher than average on crime charts. Boyle Heights, assaults, burglaries, and gangs. Strong activism in East LA helps counterbalance. MacArthur Park, Westlake. Drug deals after sundown, hidden corners. Volunteers consistently organize park cleanups. Pico Uni and overcrowding and sporadic gang presence. Non-profits step in with after-school programs. Venice, specific blocks, homeless encampments, theft, heavy gentrification drama. Tourists get lulled by the beach vibe, but some alleys aren't so friendly. That wraps up our top 10 most dangerous neighborhoods in Los Angeles, California. Each zone faces unique challenges, gang territories, high property crime, or serious violence, but they're also filled with people striving to turn things around, local organizers, non-profits, and residents who refuse to let negative headlines define their home. If you found this breakdown useful, subscribe to Let's Explore and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Have you visited any of these neighborhoods, got stories or tips to share? Let us know. Stay aware, stay respectful, and keep traveling with your eyes open. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.